in a holistic, you deal with things as a fully integrated person, not just with the mind, not just with the body, but the mind, body, and soul working as a unit, like a family. And I know I'm rambling, but it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. And I'm coming off like I know everything, but I'm a truck driver. First and foremost, let me put this disclosure out there. Everything I say can be disregarded, but by the simple fact that I don't have a degree. I don't have a degree about anything. All I have is a basic high school diploma and a commercial driver's license. That disqualifies me from talking about everything. You know what I mean? But this is a show about me, and you tuned in because you want to hear about me. So this is me, Senior Love Daddy, the one and only. I holla.
All I am is everything and nothing at all. All I am is shelter for your heart to know. All I am is love. All I am is love. I know everyone goes someday.
Yo. Good morning, everybody. Hoping y'all having a good night's rest. Getting up, getting the day started. Hope y'all got some good things going on today. This is your man, the show about me, Senior Love Daddy, the one and only. Currently, our location is in about 20 miles east of Gulfport, Mississippi, on I-10. In this morning rush hour traffic. It's a lot of fog in the air, man. It's really foggy. But the daylight is starting to come out, so visibility is getting better. It's getting better. The thing that was causing me a lot of unsure anxiety, the thing that I couldn't change, I had some anxiety about. But the light has brought in a whole new mindset. The light brings in a whole different confidence. I don't know. Maybe somebody needs to hear that. I don't know, man. Sometimes I don't know what I'm saying, but people think I'm kind of a weird person, but I don't really see it as being a weird. I don't have a weird personality. I think I have a point of view that I'm growing more confident in myself. I'm starting to see that the more that I reject the notion of conformity, the more willing I am to take chances of being different. Yeah. Reject the notion to conform to the status quo, to rejecting the notion of conformity to status quo is about instead of looking for things to become like outside of me, realizing that I have all the answers inside of me. I already have the answers. Just being myself is enough. I don't have to be like everybody else. That's what I wanted. That's really what I'm trying to say. And I know I talk about these off the wall topics all the time, but that's just kind of like my thing. That's my thing. Like, that's how I feel like I can impact the world. And I think it's important for every person to have something that they can either by example, they live it, and therefore they are the walking example of what they believe. Or, you know, you become who you are, and you use that for a source of inspiration. Everybody, I think, yeah, I know I need inspiration. I need to be inspired sometimes. I need to be inspired to just do the same thing over and over again, you know, just to get up, do the routine. You know, I've been on this routine for about 6 weeks now. 6 weeks. Because today is December the 11th. No, today's December the 10th. I've been in this truck. I've been in this truck since October the 24th. Yeah. So I've lost the inspiration basically to do the same thing that I've been doing. So for me, being committed to doing this, being a truck driver, I have to learn that I'm not going to always feel 100%. I'm not always going to feel confident in my abilities. Or I might not want to do something. I might not feel like doing something. But that is a moment where I have to challenge myself to think creatively. That's a moment where when things don't go my way, the natural instinct is to either give up, get frustrated, or go negative real quick. But challenge is to find ways to keep going. The challenge is to always seek a new way, to seek a path through the obstacle, because the obstacles don't never just completely disappear in life. There's always something. Even if you got a lot of money, those people still have obstacles that they go through where money can't solve it. Money can't solve their problems. Or they might have the baddest girlfriend or the baddest wife or the richest husband or the smartest husband, but their partner can't fix something that they're going through inside of them. Their partner can't change how they feel at a certain time. So just because I'm a poor person, or I'm just a working class guy, doesn't mean that the person who has the money doesn't face the same challenges. Like, we all face the same challenges, and like, I'm trying to see how we're all in common. Like, how do we all? What are the things that we share as human beings? What do we share? Because it's easy to see in today's society how we're different. It's easy to see that. It's easy to see that there are a lot of differences between people in the same country, even in the same state. There's a lot of differences. But the challenge is to try to see what do we have in common? What do we have? We all, we want to see the next generation grow up and be more advanced and more, do better. Or, we want harmony with our family. You know what I mean? Like, people don't just wake up and be like, man, I just want to cause a bunch of chaos in my family. Or they don't just wake up one day and be like, man, I'm just gonna stop talking to my kids and I'm just gonna go off and do my own thing. No, they wake up. They everybody has the idea. If you have kids, I don't have kids, that you want your kids to do good. You want to see them succeed, or you want to see them be happy, or you want to have peace in your community. You want to have peace in your community. So I have to look at things in a more because my dad tells me that I'm narrow-minded. I have a very limited range of things that I can, actually understand. But the older I get, the more I understand that More people, we're kind of all the same. You know, we don't want to be mistreated. We don't want to be insulted. We want respect. And yeah, I mean, that's one thing I can see. Most people don't have, that makes people unhappy or frustrated, because they're just their basic needs, basic human needs of affection, affirmation, security, financial, or other things secure. It's like it's getting harder. It's getting harder to actually achieve those things. In a sense, as a nation, it's hard for us to achieve equality. That's a big thing for me. Equality. I want to have that's my thing. That's what motivates me, is fairness, justice, equality. And I think other people have that same kind of like understanding that if somebody is doing something wrong to them, when somebody's doing something wrong to you. But to not wait for the situation to happen, but to be already formulating a life that is about justice, formulating ways and means on how to not just have an idea about how to make a more fair and just society, but to actually go out and do the work of making a more just and fair society. Because even in 2025, this year has been very chaotic, very chaotic. We're basically at each other's throats all the time. It's just like, it's a symptom of a sick society. Our society is sick. I believe that very, very, very much. I believe that the Western society, Western civilization, like Dr. King, I heard a speech by him this morning, talked about the three sicknesses of American society. He was talking about this in 1965, somewhere right before he passed away, maybe 1964. But he said the three symptoms that are plaguing America are never-ending racism. Racism never really got dealt with in America. They never really fully accepted any responsibility and accountability for the fact that whole nations and groups of people were basically just abandoned, and other people from other countries, other immigrants from other countries, they were given opportunities, and that was to set up a system of haves and have-nots, right? That's one sickness that I agree with Dr. King. Another sickness of American society after the Civil War was this need for materialism, the need for more and more production, the need for more and more things, land, money, resources, oil, to have a monopoly on like things that can produce wealth, and America still has that same problem with greed. Like the corporations, they're only getting stronger because they don't want the mass majority of Americans to realize we're only in this situation because they're not willing to radically and equitably distribute the wealth amongst all the people. And only 1% of America is really able to live a lifestyle that the American dream talks about. Only 1%. Only 1% of the 1% of the people in America, and most of those people are corporations. They're considered individuals. that's another sickness that's still going on in America: corporate greed and government corruption. And the third sickness Dr. King talked about was he said it was racism, materialism, and militarism. He said that America has a compulsion and has a sickness towards being the police of the world. They have this complex about world domination and world control, world domination and establishing, the more American favored policies through militarism. So he said that the budget in the middle 60s, the budget for the military was like $1 trillion. He said with that budget, if America had really had a policy, an anti-poverty policy instead of anti-communism policy or anti-socialism, getting involved in all these wars overseas over communism and socialism and other things, Islamism and other things, they could eliminate the problems of their own country. But America's so obsessed with domination, world domination, and those are the three main sicknesses and symptoms that we still are living in a backwards nation. We're living in a nation that does not want to acknowledge the facts of systematic racism. They don't want to acknowledge the fact that corporate greed is out of control and moral decadency is just run rampant. Everything is for sale. They're trying to privatize everything, trying to privatize insurance and Social Security, take away all the little aids that they set up during the Depression. The country was in a depression when they set up most of these government policies and government agencies and instituted work programs so that the people who were without jobs had jobs, who could afford to raise a family, who could afford to live in a decent neighborhood, who could afford to have kids, who didn't have to go out and run the streets and sell drugs to make money, stuff like that. So, yeah, Dr. King, he talked about 3 symptoms of living in a sick society: not actually dealing with racism, not making whole that whole issue. Because after the Civil War, just because people were emancipated, he said, you emancipated the slaves who were given freedom, but were not given any land to actually cultivate any type of wealth. They weren't given any food to sustain them, and and they were told, you're free now. Go free yourself and do whatever you want to do. But we did our part. That was just not enough. That was just not enough for the amount of time and the amount of the amount of equity that America got out of slavery. That just wasn't enough. And now corporate greed and militarism. So yeah, that's all I want to talk about. Just putting my spin on what I thought about Dr. King's speech on his speech on the three evils of America. Yo, this is a show about me, Senior Love Dad, the one only. I'm gonna get off this thing, man, because I'm about to go to this truck stop, get me a shower, get a bite to eat. I want to say hello and wish my family a happy Wednesday. Love you guys. I'll be home soon. December 21st can't come soon enough. All right, y'all. I'm out.